Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Alketa. In this video I'll be showing you the sewing process of Bella Bustier. It's a sewing pattern that you can use it as a top or to make evening and wedding dresses after making the necessary adjustments. You can find the downloading link on the description below. For this project, I'm using a cotton as I made it for myself to wear it in summer dates. I'm using a cotton for the lining too, and I have applied a cotton interfacing to the main fabric pieces. Pin together the pieces following the instructions on the PDF pattern and sew it with a straight stitch in 1 cm seam allowance, and then follow the same steps for the lining.
Kick.
Press open the seams to the main fabric and the lining. Prepare the ridging bones by cutting them 2 cm shorter than the seam where will be placed, and don't forget to melt the edges with a lighter. Then sew the bones as shown on the video. Sew them on the seam allowances, so there are no seams showing outside. I like this way because it will result a clean work and a high-end brand piece. Now it's time to insert the tulle piece on the center front. It's important to use a non-stretchy tulle. Ideal is to use a corset mesh. Pin it first in one side and then on the other side and sew it in 1 cm seam allowance. Now it's time to attach the lining to the main bodice. It should be inserted right face to right face with the main bodice, first one side and then the other side. Pin it so it's easier to sew and then sew it in 1 cm seam allowance. After sewing it, open the bustier and make a 2 to 3 mm seam on the lining to prevent it to show outside of the bustier while wearing it. After attaching the lining on all the bustier, it's time to sew the bones to the V shape. The bones should be long as the tulle piece. Flip the bustier to the inside and then sew the bone to the seam allowance and repeat the same to the other side. Sew round cups to the bust area, making some stitches by hand on the seam allowances. Turn the bustier on the outside and press the seams and the bones to straighten them. Now let's prepare the loops. Sew the long piece as indicated on the sewing pattern and then turn outside the piece, forming a cord, and then cut it in little pieces for the loops. Now on a ridgeline bone, mark the distance of the loops from one another and sew as shown on the video. Then place the bone with the loops on the center back as indicated and sew it. Turn the bustier from the inside to the outside and press it to fix the seams and to give shape to the bones. The last thing to do is inserting the bias. Place it right face to right face with the bustier and sew in 1 cm seam allowance, and then turn the bias to the inside and pin it as in the video and sew it with a straight stitch. Then you should press it and it is done. So the bustier is finished. It should look like this. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe for more tutorials. I can't wait to see all of your creations, so don't forget to tag me on Instagram with the hashtag Bella Bustier. I would be very happy. Happy sewing, my loves, and see you in other videos. Bye!